Today we are having Dr. D.G. Naik with us. Welcome, sir. Dr. Naik is basically working in chemistry with MACS. He has completed MSc, PhD, organic chemistry and working as a scientist for last 25 years. Let me begin the discussion by asking you a simple question. How can a student decide to join career if they will get good marks in science? Or how can students decide that they will can work in this branch?
It's a very good question, although it is so simple. The person has to analyze himself and should reveal whether he is interested in knowing a flower blooms and gives a smell. But if the student feels that he will be happy to know which are those chemicals which are emitted from the flowers and giving him the sensation of a particular smell, if such aptitude is there, he is definitely a fit person to join chemistry. And then he can select chemistry as his career branch.
Select chemistry branch. Which skills they need?
A capacity to measure and weigh accurately a given substance is one skill that is needed. Second skill needed is he should be able to keep perfect record of what is done and what experiments are actually carried out. These two skills are enough. Plus, one additional thing is also needed. He should be able to understand the information given to him. For example, if a chemical is given to him and along with that a sheet is given to him which describes the requirement to handle that chemical, like don't open in the open area, keep away from flame, keep away from water. These instructions he should be able to understand and execute. These skills are basic skills required. They are not difficult to acquire also.
Can you please guide us for education and research in chemistry?
Basically, if anybody wants to do a career in research, after 12th, he has to complete his bachelor's, which needs 3 years, and then master's, which needs 2 years before appearing for the PhD entrance test. Then he can appear for the national entrance test and get a scholarship and start working in any reputed institution in India. And it takes about roughly 3 to 5 years depending upon the success. But even if you take 5 years, in 10 years span after 12th, one can definitely complete the education and start a career in research.
Apart from research, which careers can be accessed by studying chemistry?
If one completes advanced study in chemistry, he can certainly go for research. But that is not the only avenue. He can go in the industry, he can go in university for advanced teaching, or he can become an industrial consultant. It is not that he can follow only one career. By doing research also, in the spare time, one can definitely adopt additional careers also. So it can be a conglomerate of different cultures if you complete a higher study in chemistry.
What is the scope in future for chemistry?
Chemistry is a very broad subject and very important subject. And if you really want me to describe the scope for this, I can say only the sky is the limit. But if you want me to talk in real terms, a person after obtaining PhD can get a job which can fetch him respectable salary even to start. The job can be in the industry, in the university, or in an academic institution. So even if you talk on commercial terms, chemistry can fetch you a good job and good salary. Plus, if you want to make a very big leap in your career by making some good inventions, enough scope is available and you can really make wonders if you put that much efforts.
Which are the main branches of chemistry in which research can be done?
There are 4 important branches of chemistry: physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, and biochemistry. These days one more branch is coming up, and that is analytical chemistry.
Can you please guide us about duration of course?
If you want to do research in chemistry, you have to complete PhD. From 12th, you have to go for a bachelor's course. For bachelor's course, it is a 3 years course. Then you have to go for a master's course. Master's is 2 years course.
Is there any difference between chemistry and chemical engineering?
Yes, there is definitely difference in chemistry and chemical engineering. In fact, these two are different branches of science. In chemistry, you study about the properties of chemicals, their synthesis, methods of their storage, their different reactions. All these things are studied in chemistry. Whereas in chemical engineering, essentially you deal with upscaling of a processes. For example, in chemistry, if you develop a process for preparation of a compound, that compound is prepared to the 10-gram scale. How to scale up that process for preparation of a ton or even more quantities is the job of a chemical engineer. I can illustrate this particular difference by taking a simple example of preparation of sodium hydroxide solution. If you mix 1 gram of sodium hydroxide in 1 ml of water, you will notice that the test tube becomes warm. If you upscale in the lab itself by converting it to 10 grams of sodium hydroxide dissolving in 10 ml of water, you will find the test tube becomes significantly warm. If you still upgrade it further by taking it 100 grams of sodium hydroxide dissolving in 100 ml of water, you will feel that you will observe that the water will start boiling after the mixing. But if you mix 1 ton of sodium hydroxide in 1 ton of water, you will find if it is done suddenly, there can be an explosion. How to mix 1 ton of sodium hydroxide in 1 ton of water? So this simple example can tell you the differences in the activities of chemical engineer and a chemist. This will also illustrate the differences in the respective branches.
What is a patent? And can a patent be obtained from research in chemistry?
Patent can be definitely obtained by research in chemistry. Let us understand what is a patent. In fact, patent is a permission given to the inventor by the government to allow or disallow anybody else from using the inventions made by him. This permission has to be obtained by following certain procedures. There are 4 patent offices in our country: Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta and Madras. Calcutta is the main office. On the websites of these offices, you can get a procedures for filing the patent. Filing a patent application is not a very complicated process. It is as simple as filling up a money order form. You can answer the queries in the most appropriate way and the patent can be obtained. There are 2 main criteria which are applied while granting the patent. One is novelty and other one is utility. The finding which you claim for patenting must be novel. There should not be anybody who has got the same findings before you submit the application. And secondly, the invention claimed in the patent application must be having at least one direct use in the daily life. If these 2 criteria are fulfilled, it is not at all difficult to get a patent. Now let us come to the point whether the patents can be obtained from the research done in chemistry. As you know, chemistry is doing research in many branches which are concerned with the activities of our daily life. You can get a new drug, you can get a new pesticide, you can get a new dye, you can get a new perfume, you can get many new things which are useful to us. And of course, if they are generated for the first time, they are new also, they are novel also. Both the criteria are fulfilled and you get a patent. Once you get a patent, that patent you can give to somebody by charging certain money. And if the person who buys your patent is an industrial house, you can charge a significant amount which can support your further research, which can also support your personal expenses, and you can also the money earned can also support the activities of the institution. So filing a patent is a good activity to get recognition and money both, and this is certainly possible by inventions from chemistry.
Procedure to handle them, and also keeping accurate records of experiments done. Student can certainly look at chemistry as a prospective career. Sir, thank you for coming here and enlightening us about the avenues in chemistry.